The photography world is on the edge of a total breakdown, and Nikon is finally holding the match. 4-6 agonizing, painful years. If you've been a Nikon shooter, you have felt like a forgotten child. You've been staring at your Z7 II, watching the calendar turn, while Sony and Canon fans feasted on AI-driven autofocus and blistering stacked sensors. While the competition turned the industry into a high-stakes arms race, Nikon gave you nothing but silence and minor firmware updates. But the crickets have finally stopped chirping. The rumors have turned into a massive, unstoppable flood. The Nikon Z7 III is real, it has a price tag, and it is designed to throw a heavy, devastating punch at the competition. But we have to ask the ultimate question: is it a masterpiece, or is it a day late and $1 short? Let's be real about the timeline, because, for a loyal Nikon user, it is honestly painful. The original Z7 dropped way back in 2018. It was a bold, beautiful start. The Z7 II followed in 2020, fixing the memory card slot issues, but keeping the same slow, aging soul. Since then, total radio silence. For 6 long years, Nikon went all in on the Z8 and the Z9. Don't get me wrong, those are incredible machines. They are the sports and cinema giants that saved Nikon's reputation and proved they could build elite, world-class mirrorless tech. But in that process, Nikon seemingly forgot about the heart of their brand: the landscape photographers, the studio artists, and the portrait pros. While Nikon was busy perfecting the Z9, Sony released the powerful A7R VI and the A7R VI, and Canon dropped the R5 and the stunning R5 Mark II. Nikon hasn't just been late, they have been dangerously late. According to the latest supply chain whispers, the wait ends this autumn. Let's talk money, because this is where the Nikon value myth lives or dies. The rumored price for the Z7 III is sitting right between $3,000 and $3,500. For context, the Sony A7R VI is chilling at $3,500, and the Canon R5 II demands a steep $3,900. If Nikon can hit that $3,299 mark, they become the instant value king. They absolutely need to undercut Sony by at least $200 to give people a real reason to stay. In a world where inflation has turned cameras into luxury items, that small price gap is the only thing standing between a loyal user and the temptation of a Sony catalog. If they push past $3,500, they aren't just in trouble, they will become invisible. People do not wait 6 years just to pay a premium for hardware that feels like a catch-up project. The leaked specs are where the real story hides. We are talking about a brand new 61-megapixel stacked BSI sensor. If you don't know why that matters, listen closely. The old Z7 sensors were beautiful, but they were slow. They had rolling shutter issues that made the electronic shutter useless for anything moving faster than a turtle. A stacked sensor changes the entire math. It means lightning-fast readout speeds, zero distortion, and a massive boost to autofocus calculations. On top of that, you are looking at 8K video at 60p and 4K at 120p. This is the hybrid powerhouse Nikon should have released 3 years ago. It finally matches the Sony and Canon benchmarks, giving wildlife pros the slow-motion tools they have been begging for. Under the hood, the Z7 III is rumored to jump to the EXPEED 8 processor. This is a massive curveball because even the flagship Z9 is still running on the EXPEED 7. Jumping a generation ahead means this camera will have more processing headroom than any other camera Nikon sells. This new digital brain brings advanced, AI-powered autofocus to the table. We are talking about real-time tracking for birds, cars, planes, and insects that actually sticks regardless of lighting. It is also expected to handle in-camera AI noise reduction. Imagine shooting at ISO 6400 and getting a file that looks like ISO 400 because the processor cleaned it up before the data even hit the card. The body is expected to feel like a mini Z8, a deep, professional grip in a much lighter frame. For the landscape shooters who hike 10 miles for one shot, every gram saved is a blessing. But here is the cold, hard truth that most fanboy channels won't tell you. Specs on paper mean nothing if the execution fails. Nikon has 3 massive hurdles. First is autofocus reliability. Sony is the king of sticky focus. When a Sony locks onto an eye, it acts like it is glued there. Nikon is in a respectable 3rd place, but respectable doesn't win medals. If the Z7 III hunts for focus in low light, it is a deal breaker. Second is the lens ecosystem. Nikon's S-line lenses are optical masterpieces, but they are heavy and expensive. Sony users enjoy a buffet of affordable lenses from Sigma and Tamron, while Nikon users are forced to pay a heavy first-party tax. Third is timing. By the time this hits shelves in late 2026, the Sony A7R VI will have been out for a year. Sony can easily slash their price on Black Friday, and suddenly, Nikon's value argument evaporates. Nikon is playing defense in a game where they used to set the rules. They are currently clearing out old Z7 II stock with massive discounts. This is the clearest sign that the successor is here. It is a smart business move, but a frustrating one for the fans who have been holding on to 2020 gear while the world moved forward. In my honest opinion, the Z7 III is a true masterpiece of engineering that is arriving a day late and $1 short. If you are already deep in the Nikon ecosystem, this is the upgrade you have been dreaming about. It fixes every complaint we had. But if you are a working pro who needs a camera today to put food on the table, you simply cannot afford to wait for maybe and soon. Buy the Sony or Canon today and don't look back. Nikon isn't trying to win new converts, they are trying to stop the bleeding. This is a retention camera, not a conquest camera. If this doesn't floor the reviewers on day one, it might be the last high-res body we see for a long time. The reality is that Nikon is banking on our nostalgia. They are betting that the Nikon look, that incredible color science, and the tactile, mechanical feel of their bodies will keep us waiting. And honestly, they might be right. I love my Z7 II, but I am tired of being the slowest guy in the group when we are shooting fast-paced events. If they nail the ergonomics and keep that sensor clean, they don't have to be the best camera on the market to win, they just have to be the best Nikon. But good enough for Nikon fans isn't what the industry needs right now. We need them to take the crown back. We need them to innovate, not iterate. We need them to stop apologizing for their delays with marginal updates and start dominating with pure, unfiltered power. This camera represents a fork in the road for the company. They can either lean into their heritage and stay a niche for landscape photographers, or they can use the 61-megapixel beast to challenge the mirrorless heavyweights once and for all. If the Z7 III fails to impress, the shift to Sony and Canon won't be a trickle, it will be an exodus. The loyalists are holding the door open, but their hands are tired. They've been waiting for a reason to stay. This is Nikon's last, best chance to prove they are still the giants of the industry. So, where do you stand? Have you reached your breaking point? Are you ready to trade in your S-line glass for a shiny new Sony system? Or are you holding out hope that the Z7 III will be the redemption story of the year? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know if you're staying loyal or jumping ship. If you liked the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.